Good evening, friends. Here is your crisp, highly engaging YouTube video. It covers the most critical global and regional medical breakthroughs, FDA approvals, and health tech shifts for today, August 9, 2026. Hashtag the medical report, revolutionary FDA approvals and AI in healthcare. Hashtag segment 1, the intro and the big headlines. Welcome back to the channel, medical professionals, health tech enthusiasts, and curious minds. Today is August 9, 2026, and we are tracking some of the most monumental shifts in modern medicine to hit the wire this week. If you think medicine is moving fast, grab your coffee, because the past 72 hours have completely rewritten the rules for treating chronic sleep disorders, treatment-resistant cancers, and how artificial intelligence is deployed in hospitals. Today, we are breaking down three massive stories. 1. The first of its kind narcolepsy cure? The US FDA has just approved a groundbreaking drug that targets the root biology of narcolepsy type 1, moving past basic stimulants. 2. Oncolytic viral therapy for melanoma. A newly engineered virus has been cleared to hunt down and destroy advanced, treatment-resistant skin cancer cells. 3. AI in medtech. Healthcare ministries are shifting priority guidelines to fast-track AI-ready diagnostics globally. Make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You do not want to miss how these changes impact clinical practice and patient care starting this month. Let's dive into the details. Hashtag segment 2, the narcolepsy breakthrough, oveporexton. Let's kick off with our top global story. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has officially given the green light to oveporexton, marketed under the brand name Orzifil by Takeda. Now, why is this a massive deal? For decades, if a patient suffered from narcolepsy type 1, NT1, clinical options were heavily restricted. We're talking about a chronic, devastating neuropsychiatric condition characterized by extreme daytime sleepiness, sudden muscle weakness called cataplexy, sleep paralysis, and severe cognitive fog. Historically, treatments were just band-aids. Doctors prescribed heavy stimulants like modafinil or amphetamines to force wakefulness during the day, and sedatives to force sleep at night. They never touched the actual root cause. Oveporexton changes everything. It is a first-of-its-class oral selective orexin receptor 2 agonist. The root cause, NT1 happens because the brain loses orexin neurons, which regulate the sleep-wake cycle. How it works, oveporexton directly mimics natural orexin signals, essentially bypassing the destroyed neurons. The outcome, it treats the disorder as a cohesive whole rather than just managing independent symptoms. Dr. Tiffany R. Farshan from the FDA Center for Drug Evaluation noted that this is the first time a medication addresses the underlying biology of the disease. Think about the clinical implications here. This sets a precedent. We are moving away from symptom management and moving directly toward structural receptor mimicry. If you are a neurologist or sleep specialist, your formulary is about to look very different by the end of August 2026. Hashtag segment 3, cancer metamorphosis, viral immunotherapy. Moving from neurology to oncology. On August 6, 2026, the FDA granted accelerated approval to a highly complex, genetically engineered oncolytic viral therapy called vuselimogene odoperipvec WTPG, commercially known as Tudrikev, developed by Replimune. This drug is approved specifically in combination with the immunotherapy blockbuster Nivolumab. It targets adult patients with unresectable advanced cutaneous melanoma who have already failed standard PD-1 blocking therapies. Let's unpack the science behind this, because it sounds like science fiction. The problem, advanced melanoma is highly aggressive. Once it develops resistance to standard immunotherapies like pembrolizumab or nivolumab alone, clinicians run out of options. The solution, Tudrikev is a live, genetically modified virus injected directly into the tumor. The mechanism, the virus selectively infects cancer cells, replicates inside them until they rupture, and releases tumor-specific antigens. This wakes up the patient's immune system, allowing nivolumab to finish the job. Standard immunotherapy versus oncolytic combination therapy. Feature: standard monotherapy, Tudorikev plus nivolumab combo. Target mechanism: blocks immune checkpoints only, destroys cells via virus plus blocks checkpoints. Patient fit, initial line of defense, advanced, treatment-resistant cases. Approval path: standard approval track, FDA accelerated pathway, based on response rates. Because this is an accelerated approval based on objective response rates, Replimune is legally mandated to run post-approval confirmatory trials to guarantee long-term survival metrics. However, medical reviewers are urging caution. Experts speaking to Medscape Medical News noted a concerning trend where some accelerated drugs fail their follow-up trials. Clinicians must actively practice shared decision-making, ensuring patients understand that while tumor shrinkage is proven, long-term survival benefits are still being rigorously verified. Hashtag segment 4, the August DOFA wave. If you thought those two approvals were a lot, brace yourselves. August 2026 is seeing an unprecedented wave of FDA decision deadlines, known as DOFA dates. Let's run through the high-stakes decisions happening over the next 2 weeks that will change pharmacy shelves globally. Keep your eyes on these 4 landmark pipelines. Mflusiva, Moderna just approved on August 5. This is the world's first licensed mRNA seasonal influenza vaccine for older adults. Iberdomide, Bristol Myers Squibb set for August 17. It's an oral cereblin E3 ligase modulator aiming to treat relapsed or refractory multiple myeloma. Bictegravir/lenacapavir, Gilead Sciences dropping August 27. A single tablet, long-acting regimen under priority review for virologically suppressed HIV patients. 177 Luidotriatide, IDM hitting August 28. A precision radiotherapeutic targeting gastroenteropancreatic neuroendocrine tumors. If you track biotech stocks or clinic pipelines, this month is a gold rush of novel mechanism approvals. We are seeing a complete shift from broad-spectrum systemic treatments to precise, molecularly targeted therapies. Hashtag segment 5, regional spotlight and AI medtech infrastructure. Graphics shifting to global health infrastructure, featuring conference highlights from New Delhi. Now, let's pivot to major global health policy updates. The 9th Annual India Medical Device 2026 Summit just wrapped up in New Delhi. The biggest takeaway for global health watchers? Union Health Minister J.P. Nadda officially released a major strategic knowledge paper titled AI in Medtech, Revolutionizing Healthcare Through Artificial Intelligence. This isn't just policy fluff, it maps out 5 immediate priorities for deploying AI safely in clinics. AI-ready data, standardizing electronic health records for machine learning protocols. Lifecycle regulation, creating transparent, predictive clinical trial approvals for dynamic software algorithms. Reimbursement frameworks, figuring out how insurance providers actually pay for an AI diagnostic scan. Scalable diagnostics, leveraging cloud AI to bring high-end diagnostics to remote, rural areas. Key priorities outlined in the report. Immediate scalability, medtech serves as a primary driver to embed specialist expertise directly into medical devices. Ecosystem gaps, transitioning from pilots to routine care requires AI-ready data, lifecycle regulation, and value-based reimbursement. Diagnostics focus, AI-driven diagnostics will lead initial large-scale rollouts to bridge care gaps in primary settings. Foundational leverage, utilizes national frameworks like the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission and India AI. Collaborative action, unites government, industry, and academia to position India as a global medtech leader. Explore the official release details from PIB. AI underscore medtech underscore knowledge paper underscore final underscore for underscore print underscore compressed.pdf, Google Drive https://share.google/nqsxrz6wt5cwgqklx. Simultaneously, the Drug Controller General of India highlighted a massive systemic pivot. Major developing economies are transitioning from importing medical tech to building highly complex, domestic Class C and Class D medical devices and in vitro diagnostics. The goal? Creating resilient, export-oriented global supply chains to reduce the world's reliance on single-source medical manufacturing. On a final, massive public health note, the World Health Organization, WHO, officially certified that India has successfully eliminated trachoma as a public health problem. Trachoma was historically a leading cause of infectious blindness. This milestone marks a monumental victory for global infectious disease control and sanitation frameworks. LVED. This large-scale study established that a U-shaped association exists between LVED and mortality in HF, suggesting that both abnormally small and abnormally large ventricles signify high risk, likely through distinct mechanisms. These findings support the integration of LV size assessment into routine risk stratification to guide personalized management. JAMAnetwork.com. Esketamine, is a nasal spray used for depression and was approved by the FDA in 2019. It is specifically for treatment-resistant depression, meaning depression symptoms that have not gotten better after trying other antidepressant medicines. It is also for major depressive disorder with acute suicidal ideation or behavior, meaning depression with an immediate or very short-term risk of acting on suicidal thoughts or plans, WebMD. AI viruses, 16 never-before-seen viruses created using L. Scientists at Stanford University and the Mark Institute used L model EVO to design viral genomes unlike any in nature, a study in journal Science said. Of about 300 designs built in the lab, 16 were viable bacteriophages, which infect bacteria but cannot affect humans. A mixture of them cleared drug-resistant E. coli, something natural phages could not manage. Hashtag segment 6, the final wrap-up and call to action. From the emergence of live virus oncology treatments with Tudrikev, to the foundational shift in how we manage narcolepsy biology via ovoparextin, today proves that medical innovation in 2026 is accelerating exponentially. The integration of artificial intelligence into daily medical hardware and the steady eradication of ancient diseases like trachoma point to a future where healthcare is more precise, more accessible, and profoundly automated. But I want to hear from you. If you are a practitioner, how do you feel about prescribing accelerated approval viral therapies? For my tech fans, do you trust an AI-driven regulatory model in your local hospital? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a discussion going. Don't forget to like this video, share it around your clinics and university groups, and make sure to subscribe to stay ahead of the curve. Thank you for watching, stay healthy, and I will see you in the next report. Disclaimer: compiled information. This content is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for professional advice. The audience must verify the contents before use. The creator, publisher, and YouTube will not be responsible for any harm.